Hi rollers, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ro. In today's video, we are actually going to be doing a combination of fall and Halloween. It is finally September and now we can officially start all our fall DIYs. So let's get started with this very pretty ghost statue or stand. I don't even know what it really would be considered as, but I did find this. I think it was in, actually yes, it was at Marshall's. It was actually pretty expensive, but I really couldn't pass it by. It was $14.99, but it was actually falling apart. So we are going to do some surgery to this. So I have my glue gun to the side already heating up, and what we're gonna do is glue some of these ghost figures back down to where they go. They only had 2 on hand, so I just picked up the 2 that were actually the one that was the best that I would just say. So we're gonna stick it back down with our handy dandy glue gun. Make sure that it's warmed up now, well enough for me to go ahead and get started here. And let's see, we're going to just, let me see if I can pop it up so that you guys can see what I'm going to be doing here. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. Let's see. Let me see, because I need to be able to see this piece down here, because I don't want this to be moving about. So, and I can actually see where it was supposed to be. See how it's turning around? But I don't actually want that. So I think what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to put a dab of glue right here, just a little bit, and then I'm going to just bring it back around and then just pop it down. That should do it there. And then this one was good, and then this one was the other one that was mobile. So I'm going to bring my transfer tape right here and turn this into this just so you guys can see. And do the same thing. And then pop this one back into place. Alright. That looks good. Now this already came distressed in white, just like so. And I thought about painting it, and I decided against it because I actually like the distressed look. Even though you can see that it kind of looked like worn, and you could actually add a coat of white paint, but I was like, I like this distressed look. It looked very ghostly in a way, so I'm going to leave it just as it is. I think that looks good. Let's see the back. Perfect. Alright. The other one had a lot of chips to it, so I just left that one alone. Alright, so now we're done with our glue. And so what I'm going to do is I went ahead and cut on my Cricut Trick or Treat. Now I asked my girls if they wanted me to do EEK, so they would have had EEK across the words, across the ghost figures, and they opted for Trick or Treat. So I'm just going to take my transfer paper. This one I got from 143 Vinyl. It is absolutely great for when you have painted surfaces like this, that way you're not peeling off any of your paint surface, you can say. So I'm just going to use that to add my words on here really quickly. I'm actually going to move this over really quickly. What I'm actually going to do is add the words.
I found this on the web.
Oh, sorry. My phone wants to talk to me when I don't want it to talk to me. And it's funny because when you want it to talk to you, it's very stubborn and doesn't choose to talk, right? Does that happen to you guys too? Okay, so we're going to just put them down. And this is almost like masking tape, right? So it's not exactly clear. So we're just going to cut this off. I'm going to put it to the side. And we're going to grab our squeegee. Squeegee it down very well. I am so glad that September is here. It seemed like August was just clinging on. and I could not find it in me to start doing fall DIYs in August. And when my kids started school, I just couldn't do it. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and cut our boards separately. Put these in the right order. So we don't want to put them in the wrong order because I can't surgically fix that to that point except to completely start over. Trick or treat. Alright. So at this point we are going to do the same thing. I think I'm going to just put this tape like that. Okay. Yeah, you guys will be able to see what I'm doing. Squeegee that down again, flip it over, make sure that all my vinyl. And I used this, I want to say it was like some kind of shimmery glitter vinyl that I found in my stash. And I was just trying to get rid of it. It's not my favorite. I really was trying to get rid of it. And we'll just go ahead and put all three of them down. And we'll do, because I never know if I should do shimmer, glitter, and I messed up on the first cut. And I was like, oh well, since it's not my favorite, it'll be okay. And I cut it really good. And I was just trying to get rid of this vinyl. That's perfectly straight, but I think because it's Halloween, it doesn't have to be perfect. And that's one of the things I love about doing Halloween. It's actually one of my favorite holidays. Is it holiday? Yes. Halloween and Christmas is the two favorites. I feel as though because I grew up, oh man, I just missed that one up because I moved it. I pushed too hard, so let me sure I hold this down. We didn't celebrate Halloween with the human speeds. I'm compensating and I'm letting my kids enjoy it. So that one's well. This one good, so it doesn't. I think I didn't turn off my glue gun. I'm going to do this one, and then perfect. This one's done. Okay. I think that we can do this one over. Turn this one around. Okay. A little bit more dab of glue. See, he's going to stop it. Turn it around again. And I'll just turn this around. Right down here. That's the good thing of having these fine point glue guns. You can really get in there. These hairs out of there. It almost makes it look like it's supposed to be there because it's clear and makes it look like I don't even know what to describe it as. I'm gonna put some right down here on the bottom wood piece. I'll show you that in just a second. I could have just used wood glue before we started, but I wanted to show you guys how it came from the store. In case you guys get something similar that's damaged, you guys can just do surgery and don't pass up good items that you guys find at the stores. And I think the lady gave me a discount because it was already damaged. Okay, so this is what it looks like for our first DIY. I'll try not to mix it up. There we go, trick or treat. And that's all I did to it. Make it look nice and pretty for something very simple. Alright, so our first DIY is officially done. And let's go ahead and move to our next one. Alright, what do you guys think about this one before we move on to our next DIY? Alright, so our next DIY has nothing to do with this basket. I just bought this because I actually just like the basket, but it actually has everything to do with this candy jar. I think that's what they call it. It's called a one glass vessel. It's a gumball machine. It actually reminded me of the one that Target did, and it's actually from the Target dollar spot that they had for Valentine's Day. And if you didn't see that one, let me bring it out. Here's the Valentine's Day one, and remember they had it in red and in white. So here's the Valentine's Day one series. So they do have one out for Halloween or fall, and I bought this one. It was absolutely cute. And then as I was picking this one up, I only saw it in orange, so I don't know if they have it in white. And then I was picking that up. I also picked up these spiderweb fills, because my idea was to go with that and these really pretty jar bottles. And these are these have like different things inside of them. So serpent scales, witches brooms. Let's see. They just call them mini potion bottles. Then you have bottles of bones. This one is jack-o'-lanterns. Aren't these beautiful? I thought this was my favorite. And let's see. Scaredy cats. Like little cats on the inside. So that's what I have in here. Eyes of misfortune. And you've got, so I ended up picking up 2 of each actually. Wool of bats. And let's see, something else. So I think I got, yes, I think I pretty much got, oh, raven's wings. This is really nice. Okay, so I got 2 of each because, let me get everything out. Empty it all out. I'll show you what my idea is. It's all out. And then I'll probably come up with something later for this basket. Okay. So, because I did open this in the store and realized that it goes all the way deep down, just like the other one. Alright, so what we're going to do now, I'm just going to open up this bag. Now, if you don't get the spider fill, you can just grab the wrapping that they give you and stuff it inside of here. But the girl wanted to be extra, so I grabbed the spider fill. And I got 2, but I don't think I might need the 2. So I'm just gonna stuff it in here and just to make it, I'm just going to put all of these in here. So I just wanted to make sure that I had at least 1 of each. Let's do that. Let's get all of them. Make sure that each one, if I have extras, it's okay, because I'm sure that I can put something. I can use them for something else. This is good cats, bottle of bones. That's all the bottle of bones. And little bats. So like that. Okay, so that's it. So I'm just going to stick them in here. They all don't fit, then it's okay. Right? Let's see if I can finagle this in here. game of Tetris. Wow. Did I just age myself by telling you guys about Tetris? I think I got it in there. Ah, I love it. There you go. Now, I'm not going to put anything on there, no labels or vinyl. I just thought that it would be perfect, and I'm going to put it on my center table. What do you guys think? Very simple and quick to do. And then this will just be these extras. I'll just put on maybe on my tier tray and do something extra with them. So there you have it. Let me put everything back in the basket as my extras. So if you see these at Target, I would highly recommend that you pick these up. These were actually $1. And then this one, I think it was $3. No, of course it was not. It was $5. But I think this is perfect. You can use it for candy or anything else. But very simple, quick 3-minute DIY. Let me know what you guys think about my candy jar gumball machine bag pot of potions. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this aside and start our next DIY. Alright, so this DIY I think is going to be our more complex of all of our set. So I've got this pumpkin, and we're actually going to do 2 sets of these because this is going to be a 2-part video for this whole series. So what I got is, I got one, this is going to be our fall of the DIY of this pumpkin, the stackable pumpkin. So this is what it looks like in its entirety. And what I already did is I already painted it, and I've already added 1 coat of Mod Podge to it. So what I'm going to do, actually, I need to get my mini heat press because since I already did the Mod Podge, I will be activating the Mod Podge because I've heated. I'll do the heat reactivation. So what I want to do is pick a section of this very pretty cloth that I purchased this several years ago. Gee, both pieces were from several years ago. This one's from the Dollar Tree, and this one is from, yes, Hobby Lobby. Circa, oh my gosh, if this I got in 2016, I should be extremely embarrassed, you know, because that's a long time ago. But I don't think I got this in 2016. I think I got it at least 2 to 3 years ago. Alright, yeah, no judgment, right? Okay, so let's see how I want to do it. I want to do these 2 pumpkins. What I want to do is pick what area of this that I want to cut off. And it might just be, okay, so let's see, do I want to just do this side? Because it's not going to be, I guess, perfect. I'm going to do something like this, and then what's going to happen is I'm going to cut it off. It's going to be right here, the cloth, and then I'm going to cut off in here, so it'll be just inside these wedges, if that makes sense. But once you see me doing it, it'll probably make more sense. So I think I'm going to do right here, and then I'm going to do this bottom piece. But I really do, okay, so this will make more sense down here so that I can at least get some of this truck. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just Mod Podge, I'm just going to go ahead and heat press this piece on, and then cut the excess off of it instead of me trying to cut it all off now. Like this. So let me get my mini heat press and my wood piece underneath it. I'll move this out of the way so that I can have working area. Okay, so give me 1 second and I will be right back. Okay, so I've got the baby heat press warming up on, just left it on 1 for now. And then, let's let that heat up. And 1 is just, low is just on, let's see if you can see that better. The 1 squiggly lines, medium is the 2 squiggly lines, and 3 is the highest you can get. And then right now it's like an orange. When it's ready to be used, it'll turn green. So you'll hear it chime up once it's ready to go. So I'm gonna put that right there. Then what we'll do is right there. I think I like it right where it's at, and I've got my heat pad underneath there. And I'll press it right where it's at. I like it right there. There you go. So now, once that is ready, you can see that it's green. Okay, so let's go ahead and press it. Actually, let me get my Teflon sheet. Perfect size. That's a perfect size. You can use a Teflon sheet or butcher paper for this project if you want. Whichever one you have on hand. I just prefer, my personal preference is Teflon sheet, just because that's what I've always used on hand. But use whatever process you like. And you don't have to use the heat press method for the Mod Podge when I'm doing cloth. I'm going to just do this just for now. I don't always use this method when I'm applying cloth to my wood pieces. I'm going to later on reapply my Podge wet and then let it dry and then come back to it. Only because I want this as stiff as possible so that when I go to cut the edges, it's going to be extremely stiff. You'll see why. It'll give me much crispier. You guys know what I'm trying to say, right? That is good. Let's do this bottom one right here. Let me know in the comments, were you excited for fall to finally get here? I'm in Georgia, so to be honest with you, the temperature really hasn't changed much. But it was just, you guys understand. But let me know also, what projects have you been working on so far? And what is your favorite time of the year? I know for some, summer is the shortest season. It really is, but the laid backness is usually the best part of summer, but I just don't remember summer being so hot when I was a kid. Alright, so we're gonna just keep moving this around. And the point of this mini heat press being moved around is so that you can get a lot of the concentrated heat all over, so it gets the same heat and pressure all over the areas that you're working on. Okay? And then just monitor your work area. I'm about to go ahead and keep working down here. I feel like I gave it enough heat down here. Let me check and see how that looks. Yep, just like I thought. I'm giving it enough time. Way down here. So that's the good thing about this little heat press. You can just concentrate on specific areas that you're working on. And then I can also go back in and add more Mod Podge now that I've pressed most of the material on as well. So, and it's always the corners that need more, either the glue or the heat. It's always the case, so. Yep. Looks like it just needs a little bit more. I think more Mod Podge really, but I can remedy that because, like I said, I'm going to add more Podge to it. So that's just a first layer, like I said. And then what's going to happen, I'm going to let this cool. And then I'm going to go back in And then while this is cooling, I'm of course going to go ahead and trim off all this excess material because I'm not going to need any of the rest of this. So let me take this off this heat mat because it's going to just keep the heat on it. So now while that's cooling off, let me go ahead and cut off all this extra material as close as possible. Done. Just trim off this side. This side is done. And just trim. I'm just going to we'll trim it closer to the other edge. And this piece over at the top, and then turn around. And then we just got this piece right here. Okay, that's perfect. Alright. So now all this extra stuff. And then let me grab our Mod Podge bottle. It's a little warm. Very warm. Okay, so I'm going to add it. Still very warm. And I'm going to turn off my heat press. So I'm going to leave it for a while. But it's okay, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and add Mod Podge. I'm going to add a new layer of Mod Podge to this. Let me show you how to do that. Turn this around. Pop open. And we'll just lay it on. And you don't have to be stingy with it because you need as much of this as possible. And since I know that I need some down here, I'm just going to open it up, lay it on. Turn it over to you so that I can see the area that I know I need a coat down here. And then you just slather on the Mod Podge. As much Mod Podge as you want, as you think you need, because you want this to be on here as stiff as possible. Because when you go to cut in between these pieces right here, that's why you want it as thick as possible on here. And you don't have to be neat or anything because you're just putting it on there. I'm just going to fast forward through this so you guys get the general idea. So now this one's done for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it to the side so it can dry for about a day or two, so because I want it to be perfectly dry and stiff. And if I miss any parts when I go back to look at it, probably tomorrow, I'll just go ahead and add a little bit more Mod Podge as time goes on, and then I'll come back and cut it up. And I have another one, but I think I might just do that one off camera and come back and do both of them on camera so that you guys can see the process of both of them together, so that we can just save some time, so you guys don't have to sit there and watch me Mod Podge both of these together, but you guys can see me cut them up at the same time. So, but I will let you guys see the pattern of that one, so you guys can see what I mean. So this is the white one, and this is going to be my Halloween one. And isn't that pretty? Oh my God, I can't wait to see this one. That's what I mean by, see, I have a fall one and I have a Halloween one, and I know you guys are going to absolutely love the way that one came out. And again, this was something that I've had for years, but I just never knew what in the world to do with them until recently. So I will be Mod Podging this one off camera as well. This one should be a little bit easier to do. And then I'll just do, actually I might as well just go ahead and I might as well just glue this one on now, right? I mean, I might as well just press it on now, right? Because it won't take that long to get the press hot. And then we'll just finish this one on the other video, since you guys will already know what it looks like. Knock out two birds with one stone. See, it's already hot because I already had it preheat press. So this one we won't waste as much material, because this one, the pattern is literally the same all over. It wasn't like complicated as this one because it had more words and patterns that I wanted specifically in one location. So I'm gonna do this material to waste. Let's put this one over just a little bit, and we'll grab my Teflon sheet. Put this one, and let's get to heat pressing, and we'll fast forward you to the process. right places. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this. I think I did a better job. This one had more of a lip right here in this spot. There's more of a raised edge right here. So put it over here. Let me try to get that down. Here. Without the Teflon sheet. See if I can get it in. Because I kept missing it because this piece right here was really raised. So I knew I kept missing that. I need to stop doing that. Alright. So I'm gonna let this fully cool down. Okay. Not very hot, but it's hot enough. Let's see. Okay, so now I can just go ahead and cut this off. I'll just change the heat setting. Stand up for a second, but I just need to cut. Turn on the horse cutter. And then on the horse. Alright. Alright, so this one has been fully Mod Podged down, and so I'm going to set both of these aside and we'll finish this at another video. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to our next DIY. Alright guys, so these upcoming DIYs are actually more of a Kirkland dupe, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Here is the one that we're about to dupe. So this one is this image right here on Kirkland. It is $53.99. So we are going to dupe it. Now I went on Pinterest and found this image and printed it on my LaserJet printer. And then I went to the DT and got this 8x10 picture frame. And we are going to just slip it in here. And now if you have a picture frame, then it won't cost you anything, but I didn't have any that I wasn't already using from previous years, so that I'm not going to use this year again, so that's why I went ahead and just bought a new one. And all we're going to do, take the plastic off, and we are going to just grab this thing right here and pull back this thing, the prongs in the image, and see, it's going to be very easy. And all it's really costing you is $1.25, and just basically a couple minutes of your time. Now I did print this on 67 pound cardstock. So did I print this too big? I sure did. So let me grab my paper trimmer and just see. I need to cut this off. Check that before I started recording, but this is real crafting, right? So that's what we're going to do. Actually, what I want to do is almost to the inside edge. So I don't want to cut it too much. So it's really just the top that I'm worried about. I'll just grab this paper trimmer. This is an 8 by 11, so I just need it to be 8 by 10. I want it exactly where I want it, so let's do it this way. See how that looks. And this end right here. Using the insert as my measurement thing. So I'm probably gonna leave it on the inside of it. So I want to make sure that I got it exactly where I want it. Okay. So we've trimmed it. Pretty much where I got it. And I got it right there, and so I don't think I need that because since it's a pretty good cardstock, like I said, I got it at 80, I did 67-pound cardstock, and look at that. So now that we got that in there, we're going to slip this back, the backing, the stand, back in here. So let's take this back. Close that. In here, that glass, faux glass is what I call it. No, that's not real glass. But can't complain. Now, the other option is if you don't have, because I want to go in here, if you don't have glass, you can easily, if you want to copy this, you can easily just use, what is that thing called? Paper holder. Oh my gosh, I am like not coming up with the word. The paper clip stand. You can always get one of these and put the image in here. The brown one, of course, not this bright fluorescent color one. And do the same exact thing. Now, isn't this gorgeous? And it's 3 minutes of your time. So again, let me show you the original. Find it. There's the raven on Kirkland's website, and there's mine, almost identical. I just put that and get the glare out of here, and my glare. Look at that, gorgeous. All right, now let's find my other Kirkland dupe for you guys, and we'll be right back. Why, as soon as I was done recording and finishing that dupe, the word clipboard is what I was trying to think of. I told you your girl is special. All right, so our next Kirkland dupe is going to be this one right here, a very spooky Halloween to all is what we're going to be making. This one looks like this. We're going to be recreating this image. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get this one started. Okay, so now this I have had in my stash, this frame for, oh my gosh, you guys, I don't even want to confess, so many things. So I got this at Hobby Lobby. Oh gosh, if you guys would have the privilege to see, you guys would really be like, girl, you should be ashamed of yourself. So I got this 90% off eons ago. It was originally $17.99 and I was able to get it for $179. Again, 90% off. Like I said, yeah, it's a pity. But anyway, because of that, when I saw that sign, I was able to recreate it. Now it had a design on here, so what I did do was I painted it first with a grayish paint color to get the background off, and then I went back in with white. If you didn't know, the best way to get designs off of an image instead of painting it first with white is actually to do a base coat of gray and then do white, so that you're actually using less what do we want to call it, less layers of paint, especially if the design has black on it like this one did. So we are going to go ahead and get these strips of paint off, which I didn't do ahead of time because I wanted to show you guys that I did have to paint this. So all the paint is done, and I didn't want to paint, well, I didn't have to paint the sign, the frame of the sign, because it matched perfectly to the design, the original design. Because I can be a messy painter, I just have to make sure that I paint it, that I frame the frame. Alright, so let's go ahead and finish taking this off. Man, that tape is good. This is the green frog paint tape, I think it's called. Actually one of my favorite painter's tape, especially when I'm doing with rounds. Different sizes. It can be a little expensive, but it is great. It gives you extremely good crisp lines. Okay. Alright. So in this case, I am using my heat press. I am going to use the original design because it is very similar. And then let's set this aside really quick so that I can read this portion. Let's use my napkins to hold this down. Let's go ahead and read off. And since this is HTV, it is going to show up backwards. If you want me to reading or Cricut, in actuality, you do, yes it is, you do print HTV backwards, and then once you're done, you're reading it right now, it shows you that it's reverse, but I'll show you the one that I just did. When I'm reading it, it shows you like this, that it's all backwards. But that's okay, because once I lay it down, this is how it'll be. So that's how you do it backwards. And you lay it down on your machine, on your printing mat, shiny side down, or as I call it, pretty side goes down and the ugly side goes up, always. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull this up. Damage anything. And I wanted a fluorescent orange, which is unlike the original image. Well, you do have to make some changes to the original design. Make it your own. And this screams more roll, right? A little more Halloween. To me, at least. At least my Halloween. And I didn't really have, this was the only color that I had that said Halloween. So I have a couple more dupes that I'm going to be doing for Kirkland's, and that's going to be part of the second part of this video series. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that when I upload the new content, you will be notified of that. And if you haven't hit the like button, if you like this content, go ahead and do that as well. Now with that being said, we're almost done reading this. Let's have this little piece right here. Reading. Did I damage that? I don't think so. Let's see. Oh my god. Reading HTV is so much easier than vinyl. I think I might have damaged that G. But what's going to happen is once I heat press it, you shouldn't be able to notice it. It should, there we go, it should heal itself. That's the HTV. It should pretty much heal itself once I press it down. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay. So remember, this is what it's going to look like again. There. Alright, so I'm going to put this right here so that I can see what I'm working with. And then, put this trash can back to its spot. Have that very spooky. I'm going to cut this extra transfer sheet so that I don't have to worry about that when I'm working. Same thing as this one. That way it doesn't play tricks on my eye. So we got a very spooky Halloween. Let me stand up so that I can see that better. I think I might have to cut this off. Alright. Very spooky Halloween. This one first so that I know. And we have a board. So I'm going to place the board so that I can make sure that everything is going to have room. Which means this has to go up. And then this, which wants to be extremely sticky, has to go up. Remove this because you guys are not seeing what I'm doing. Alright, so now that is going to go up right here, right? So that's going to go right there. And then technically, this is going to go right there in the middle. Okay. Okay, there's not my eye. I might be playing tricks to me today. Let's see. Download ruler. That one doesn't fit there. It's funny because I have everything set up right here, and I thought I had a ruler up there, but somehow my rulers always end up in my kids' rooms. Okay, so you know what? I usually just call my husband and be like, is this even straight? And he's always like, well, you're the crafter. You tell me if it's straight. And I go, well, I thought it was straight. I didn't even ask you. Alright, so we're going to realign this really quick. It's crazy how sticky this is. Alright, I think I had that pretty straight. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and it's driving me crazy. This one's too big. Alright, so I'm going to leave that right there. And I'm going to make sure that this still fits. Because then I can actually press all this part together. That can go down all together, and this can come off. And what we're going to do is grab my trusty dandy Teflon sheet and Mr. Matte. I probably don't even need it because it's actually elevated off of that, and I gotta make sure that I don't press too hard. And I think I need a little more heat because it's glitter vinyls, it's glitter trans HTV, so it requires just a bit more heat. But I gotta monitor this because it is sitting on I don't know what it's sitting on, to be honest with you. Paint and whatever this material is. Kind of like a wood material. But we'll just work with what we got, what we're doing. Honestly, I completely forgot to even check the heat requirement for this, which you should. It's an app for this, but I'm recording with my phone in front of me, so I did not check. Okay, so don't do as I'm doing. Make sure you check ahead of time and check. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move to the next one. and then we'll check all of them to make sure that they stuck really well. But I think they did. I've been using HTV long enough to know by now whether to adjust at this point. But if you're a beginner, always try to check to see what the recommended heat setting should be. But I already know glitter glitter HTV usually requires a little bit more heat settings, but just to be on the safe side, you really should check it. Okay, so, and remember that with the miniature Cricut, it does require you to be in constant motion, just so that you're always having steady heat on all your design. That's why you have to constantly be in motion. That's the recommendation. Okay, so we're down to the bottom of the design. And once this glitter usually requires a cool peel. Once I'm done with this, I'll go ahead and let my design cool and then peel it, and then we'll do the middle design. But while it's cooling, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'll go ahead and apply my wood design. And for this, I would do a heat glue, a hot glue. But you guys know I don't usually use hot glue. I think I'm just going to use my standard wood glue. Yep. So I'm going to take that out and do that. Okay, let me go ahead and check how this is doing. It looks like it did do very well. Let's see. Yep. Alright, so let me grab my wood glue. That's cooling off. So I'm going to take this and just quick. Let's grab something just to take the showing you guys how I craft in here. Okay, so there, that's better. Messy crafting. Oh, you guys aren't seeing anything. Alright. Now I didn't want to paint this blue starch black. I just wanted it to be like a charcoal gray, but I did stain it with Dixie Belle. What color is this one? Not up in smoke black. It was just the black one. I can give you the name here in a little bit. It was just, I just didn't want it to be pure black. I just wanted it to contrast from the glitter black sun. To be standard black. Just cleaning up this excess glue. I might have to add some hot glue just so I can get some immediate heat. Just so I can get some immediate adhesion. purpose of the video at least. Got this glue over here. So I turned on my glue gun. This is still very hot, so let's wait for that to cool a bit. There's no way for me to cool it off faster because even if I turned it over, it's not going to be flush on my glass. Alright, so my glue gun is warmed up. So let's just add some glue. Really do the combo gluing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I see it done all the time. I just don't really do it. With my luck, it doesn't even work. Alright. I just pull it off. Okay, let's get this peeled off and see if we need to do any concentration heat pressing. And that looks like, no, so it might be too soon. And I'm going to go ahead and concentrate on these two letters. And make sure I get that right down. There it goes. Right there. Come on. Right there. Let's press on those two spots. That's the benefit of this little baby bad boy. That you can press exactly where you need it. And nowhere else. And then I'm going to go ahead and press down on these extra letters, because sometimes when you peel back, the pulling off of the transfer can be harsh as well. Alright, so that's good. And now let's check on this one. Let's try this up here. Let's try this. Let's try it here. That's why I was saying that glitter iron-on, see, it takes a bit more time. Let me turn it up some. It takes a little bit more time, heat and pressure when you have to put it down. I'm going to apply a little bit more pressure on these. I do feel like I probably didn't do a good pressure down here. That's probably what happened. But that's okay. We'll just fix that. Correct our little boo-boo and get that done. Put back in. Get that fixed, and then we'll try it again. What I've done in the past is done a warm peel instead of a cold peel for glitter, and I find that works for me instead. Not always. It really just depends on the brand, so just got to be mindful of that. Let's see. And because I'm working on wood, it does take a little longer to cool off too. Okay, that worked out much better up here. I am still going to go back without the transfer and apply a little bit more heat to it, because that helps adhere it really well. Okay, because like I said, when you peel off of it, when you peel that transfer up, it does have, like, to me, that tug is a bit harsh. At least for me, that's how I feel. Now, when you're crafting, may not feel the same way, so just do as whatever you're more comfortable with. So I'm off an angle, and I can see that it's still lifting in some areas, and I'm just going to be mindful of that and off some more. I just wanted to see what I was doing. And you don't really need the Teflon sheet, because this is since with the carrier sheet, you can just go directly on there. I just use it because that's what I've gotten used to doing. So that's just a conscious choice of mine. Finally, some more. Look at that glitter. I don't know if you can, with the camera might not be picking that up though, but it looks so pretty. Maybe bone on it? I don't know. It doesn't really. Maybe if I do that. No, Ro, it does not help. Let's see. I'm such an impatient crafter at times. It's not sticking. Let's just leave that alone for now. Just let it fully cool down and we'll be back. Okay, I took a break, went outside for a few minutes, came back, applied some more heat to the top. So it finally heated up. So I'm going to keep working, apply some more heat, and actually peel it back as it's still warm. And see, that seems to be working. It looks like this is more of a warm peel instead of a cold peel. So that's why I say that sometimes me doing a cold peel works better. A cooler peel works better than doing a cold peel. That's why a lot of times you just have to check to see what works better for you instead of automatically thinking that it's a cold peel as most glitter vinyl are. That's why it wasn't working. So here I'm going to apply some more heat to this one and then just go ahead and lift it up. And that actually looks better. And it's been so long since I actually did glitter vinyl, so I probably should remember that. Alright. Let's go ahead and heat that up so that it, put that to the side. There's trash. Sometimes I have to refresh my own memory. And voila! Already it looks nice. Go well, go well. Alright. Let's go ahead and put on the last bit so we can finish this dupe. Now, with this having had this much heat, let me turn down the temperature though. I think this one, the top one, didn't need as much. Let me just do two. The wood has sunk in a little bit in the middle, at least. I feel like that looks good right there. Yeah, the wood, the center of the wood has sunk in just a tad bit, but it's okay. I'm not going to put the Teflon sheet. I want to see exactly where. I'm going with this. Since it's not close enough that I'm going to be touching the other. Actually, let me turn it down. I won't be touching the other vinyl. I'm turning it down because I noticed that this letter, the L, had started to spread. So that meant that it was a little bit too much heat for this one. So just like I thought it was going to be. So we're going to be, actually let me go back to using my Teflon sheet, because I think for me, the reason that I do know the reason why I prefer using the Teflon sheet, if you have too much heat, it does help with modifying, absorbing some of the heat that you're applying to your material, to your vinyl, to your HTV, I should say. So that is part of the reason why I've gotten used to adding that sheet. It's just like adding the sheet to your heat presses. That's why I always do it on my heat presses. Actually, Jack has one magnetically attached to him. Jack is my my manual heat press. So that is part of that reason. For me, that it always, I prefer to use one. But you as a crafter can choose to do what works for you. Now you see how once I added that Teflon sheet, the HTV shrunk back up because it's not getting as much heat as it was before. Now, okay, first I came back. I'm trying not to gouge at my wood. That's perfect. So for that piece right there. Measuring my pieces and just like everything else. It's good to go. Perfect. Perfecto. And let's just press it one more time to make sure that everything will attach. Bring that hole. I am good right there. And let's take a look at this masterpiece. And look at her go. A very spooky Halloween to all a good fright. And okay, so let's bring up an image of the original project. And here it is. Side by side. Side by side. I think I did a good job. Now, comment in the comments below and tell me what you think, how I did with my version of the dupe. Now on Kirkland's, this one was, see the price, $62.99. Now mind you, okay, I already had this frame, and like I said, this one was originally $18, right? Even if you bought this at its full $18 price tag and redid it, I already had the paint and everything on hand. I had the vinyl, the HTV on hand. I had this from the Dollar Tree. It came in one of those packs of 8, I think. So all I didn't have to buy anything. So even if you had to buy this, the Boo Woodwards on hand, if you had to buy it for $1.25, it came in a pack of 6 or 8. It still would have only cost you, if you had everything, $18. If you didn't have the wood frame. If you went today and say, okay, let me go to Hobby Lobby and buy this for $18 because I have the HTV in this. So it would cost you $18 plus tax, $19, $20, and let's say $22. So I already had, so on clearance, this was $1.79. So I would have spent maybe $3 if I didn't have this. But again, $63, that's a big price difference. But let me know in the comments what you think about my version. I got a little 3D part going on. So Let me know what you think. And I think we're done. Let me bring out all the projects that we did in today's video before we finish this complete set. Alright, so here are all the projects that we did today. We did our little Halloween candy gumball jar with all the little pieces on the inside. There we go. I actually love this. I'm gonna put this out very, very soon. I love this thing. So we got this one done. And then, oh my gosh, this was supposed to be a fall and Halloween. I ended up doing more Halloween. How did that even happen? I think I skipped 2 of my projects somehow. So I'm going to be doing, I have a part 2 anyway, guys, so don't fret. So then we got this raven from our Kirkland's dupe. I don't know what this thing. What here? I don't know. But I'm just going to glue this down so that it doesn't fall apart. See, the thing is not perfect right here, so I'm just going to take a dollop of hot glue, and fix that so that it doesn't open up like that, because I don't like that. See, I don't know if you can tell right here. Looks like it's missing a piece, but it's really not. So we'll be able to fix that really easily. And then we have these 2 pieces that we actually didn't finish in this video, but we'll actually be able to finish it in another video, so that it'll actually be, I think what I'll do is do a video of just me finishing these 2 pieces all by themselves, so that you'll see how I work on these, just these 2 pieces by themselves, because I don't want you guys to miss out on that. So let me know what you guys think about that. So we got these 2 done. This one to the side. And then we did this beautiful frame from Kirkland's, my other Kirkland dupe. And then we got this one that we did, our little boo friends, that I had to do surgery on, our trick-or-treat buddies. So these were all our little projects that we did on this video. So stay tuned for our part 2 or part 1B, part 2B, however you want to see it. Let me know in the comments what you think about this video. Give me a thumbs up if you like everything that we did today, and I will see you in our upcoming video. Bye guys.